man, tell me some stuff happening. Like everybody always talk about jail from a aspect of getting raped, and all the stuff that go on the drugs and all that. Tell them some things that can happen that you might have witnessed from a psychological standpoint.
Man, I had a homeboy,
that
right?
blew your mind.
When you see the feds in the state different. Pennsylvania, unless you do some major drug shit or you know what I mean. Now they switched the whole federal system up. You could just be a gang and you could be on some bullshit and go to the feds now. It used to be a different type.
Right.
But most people that go to penitentiary, go to jail in Pennsylvania, they go to the state pen.
Right.
So I'm all in the state pen, and a lot of times they be transferring people. You might see somebody when you first come in Camp Hill, and then it's like, you get classified. You don't know what jail you're going to,
Right.
and then you might see a dude 2 years later because they might come to transfer. So it was this one cat, man, homeboy of mine. We solid, knew each other. We came through, assessment together. We got classified around the same time. He was on a different block than me. He go to jail. So one day he wanted to be in transfer. And somebody was like, yo, Mike going in? I said, yeah. I go to the yard, and the whole time, this nigga walked right by me, man. I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, Mike, what's up? He looked at me like, and then when I peeped, the nigga had like that Thorazine, man, that Cinequine look, man. He was fucked up. He was gone. He left. He didn't even know who I was. He just looked. So, and I seen so many people go on a trip in the joint based off, you know the game. Motherfucker hit the penitentiary, can't stand it. They go to the psych and say, I can't sleep. Then they hit them with all the psych medicine.
Yeah.
And now, only time they get up, when they cell door open, they go to chow and come back. That's it. They go eat, they get big as shit, because they taking the medication. All they doing is sleeping. And they go fucking crazy and they go on a trip. And it just like, and then you got some people that just naturally, without the psychotropic medication, they go. See, we've been trained, and to, how can I say, the dehumanization of black people is something severe. Because in the ghetto, we're taught not to feel, not to think, not to cry. So we already walking this shit not human. So we don't know how to handle shit when shit happen to us or even break down for a release. Right. Like crying is a release. And I don't think a lot of times people are afraid. Like the greatest thing I ever experienced in jail was when I was able to cry and get the moments in my cell, throw the towel up. Damn, I just be fucked. Because I'd be like, damn, this shit. I'm like, damn, I got 3 years in, I got to do 17 more. Just understanding that, and you just understand certain shit. So, you start to wake up and you start to grow and you start to become human because these walls is making you fucking human. So just that alone of having to be tough and not feel, that shit I seen a lot of dudes break. I seen niggas just break down and they just can't take it, man. They don't know what the fuck to do. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And that medication, a big piece.
Yeah.
And like you said, the cry piece, I always try to tell the mentees I mentor, I say, look, it's all right to have those movements like that because what happened, when you bottle the joint in, that's why the first little small thing somebody do,
you be happy.
You go to the max and then you get you 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Because you got it so bottled up in there like that.
And that wasn't even about that.
That wasn't even about that. That wasn't even about that. It was that little thing he did.
Crazy.
It wasn't even about that, right? So, man, it's crazy, man. I like to hear you talk. That's why I don't even interrupt you so you can go because you got a lot of jewels to offer, man. But you in there, you battling, you seeing that, you seeing all this crazy shit, you seeing the stab, you seeing Mike who lunching, lost stuff. I want you to explain to them because a lot of them don't understand when they go to jail, they only got their grandma out here. Their mother already
Shout out to Nanny.
You know what I'm saying? Only got the grandma, right? She's 60-something now, and you got 20, 30 years. Explain to them when they come home and she gone, she passed on, and there's nothing out here waiting for them.
To me, I'm going to just say God is good, and I'm going to say this because only thing I'm worried about is getting home back to Nanny because Nanny used to hit me with the thing, well, baby, I ain't going to be here when you get home. Because I never told my grandma the numbers I had. I just be like, I'll be home in 2 years, I'll be home in a couple years. Because I ain't never wanted to feel it.
Right.
And Nanny, the most greatest person I ever met in my life was my grandma. Shout out to my mom and everybody else in my family. But my grandma is the matriarch of my family. And she was just so solid. And she was up on so much game, and I ain't understand until I got older.
Right,
she's like, boy, you think I'm slow, baby? And me and my brother running around moving best in the moves. And but Nanny be 89 this year. She's solid as a motherfucking rock. And the only thing I ever wanted to do was get home, and for the first time in her life, she see me do good. And I was able to do that within a year outside of the joint. So it was just a blessing. But like when you hit that penitentiary. That's why when I be looking at this shit on Instagram and I tell the young boys, especially now, I be like, get the fuck away from all the day one shit.
Yeah.
Because your day one is gonna be the nigga that's gonna be on the stand when your mom gonna be sitting right behind you in the courtroom. You right here, you got the suit on. You looking crazy because you got a suit on with the dreads and all the Chicago dreads in your head.
Right, yeah.
The tattoo on your face, all the goofy shit. And you sitting there, you don't even look right. The jurors know that nigga done it.
Right.
And the worst thing you can do is have some black people in the jury, especially them old black people, because you look like the little young boy from their neighborhood.
Yeah.
You sitting there, acting like you all innocent. They like that nigga done it.
Right.
And the greatest thing, the most craziest thing that's gonna happen is that shit you be talking on Instagram. My day one. He gonna be just like this. He gonna come in with a suit on too.
Right.
And this is the moment that's gonna hurt your mom the most, because the DA gonna be like, excuse me, Robert, how do you know the defendant, Michael Williams? Oh, Mike, I grew up with him. I used to stay at his mom's house. His mom gonna be right in the back of him crying. Yeah. So is you sure that on October 31st, 2017, he was the one that shot Kareem Williams? Without a doubt, I was right there. He came up on the block. He had a red shirt on. Mom like, because the mom fucked up, because mom like, I can't believe you, because when your mom was on drugs, I took you in. You slept in the same bed as him. You see what I'm saying? You really like, so mom sitting behind him crying like, I can't believe he do, because she looking at you like, that's my son too.
Yeah, exactly.
She breaking down like, damn, this dude. So when dudes be talking that day one, and like I tell a lot of young cats, I'll have like, listen, man, I understand what you saying. That shit is all cool about you're real when you were that, this, that, third. I'm sturdy. I'm this. I'm that. Younger, you're not qualified to say that because you never been up against the gun. You never been in the interrogation room yet. You can't say that. You like, we live in a time where people was giving themselves names, titles, and credibility based off of some shit they never experienced. You're not no real. Who told you was real? Because you shot somebody? That's easy to do that. But your realness haven't been on trial yet because you ain't been in that room where the motherfuckers running game on you, the old slick detective from the same neighborhood as your dad and all that, that told you, yeah, man, he got you, baby. Oh, man, he just, woo! You done, you know you done, right? Motherfucker just told, listen, man, what the fuck, man? Why was you running around with that nigga, man? You running around. You hungry, man? What you need? Yo, give me a cigarette. Listen, man, your mom on the way down here. So he lined you up. You don't even dig it because you never been through this experience. Man, that motherfucker told everything. Why the fuck was you running around with him? Now you sitting there.
Your girlfriend Tanya, he fucking Tanya too.
Listen, he like, yeah, man, he told everything that day. They already got the data based off of the reports. He don't know nothing. He tell them, yeah, man, that day you was in the red car. He took, man, that nigga, man, listen, what you, he lead the joint, give you your little food, your little burger, motherfucker eating. He like, damn, smoking a cigarette. Say your mom in there. Your mom don't give a fuck. Because these moms today, they didn't come up off the criteria of the moms of yesterday. So they're like, boy, you better tell. Boy, you better not go to jail. Mom go right in and tell you better tell. They let your little girlfriend come in there, little Kiki with that fat ass. The only thing you thinking about, niggas gonna stick dick to her.
They gonna burn her up.
They gonna tear that ass up. Old head Mike been on that ass for a minute. Come through with that biz, he gonna get her now. You know what I'm saying? So you looking at all this shit. Next thing you know, nigga gonna get down on the ground. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get down on the ground and the game change. That's why, motherfucker, I don't understand why these niggas, everybody keep going to jail. Niggas telling in real time. I don't think, but the funny thing about it is, they really don't even need them. Because niggas telling themselves, all you got to do, all the DA and the detectives do, they subpoena Instagram. All them joints you deleted. Don't worry about it, you deleted, Neff. They gonna subpoena, that's in the system, baby. That's on Instagram. They got it. They gonna subpoena, get all them joints. Come on, Instagram, give us all that. They gonna give them everything, and they gonna have all the pictures with you there with the mask on. You got the mask on, but your tattoo showing, Neff. The whole tattoo. You got the mask, but you stand in front of your grandma's door. The address right there in the back, Neff. With the weed right here, you got the weed. The Jones Stendo, all the dumb shit. You got all this shit going on.
That's the same gun as the killer.
The killer, what's the name?
You got in the video. You got in 3
long
videos.
ass clip. They got the switch on there. All that, man. So you know what I'm saying? So they're going to have an expert coming here. They're going to have an expert coming here that's going to take this picture, blow it up. They're going to blow the picture up and say, that's the same gun as this gun right here. It's exactly because, and they're going to say, how long you been an expert? Since 1973. I've been I first went to university of such and such. I graduated 1981. I became an expert from it. He breaking the whole shit. This old white man, they gonna believe him. He told him that gun in that picture you holding and this gun right here that killed the crime scene is the same gun.
Then they gonna say how many times your testimony came to be true? He gonna say what?
193.
193 times.
It led to convictions of 193 convictions. They're like, oh yeah, we done.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like a lot of people, that's why I just be like, man, shit, man. It's real, man. I wish a lot of youngins knew that like, either a nigga gonna tell them or the camera gonna tell them.
Right. Exactly.
You know, I don't know the streets of DC all the way, but I know that if I go to this whatever, if I go to 10th Street, if I shoot somebody on 10th Street and they got a 10th Street in DC, and I shoot somebody on 10th Street, and I came from 12th Street, one thing that I know that the homicide detectives, they ain't got to worry about that. Where he got shot at? Okay. Which way did he ran? He ran that way. They gonna go to each house and get that ring camera information.
That ring joint, yeah.
The ring camera's in front of everybody's door. So we seen you run there. We seen you from when you put the mask on, when you cross 12th Street. You put the mask on, the car, your shit parked right there, right in front of somebody's house. They gonna go back, get the ring cameras, run the tapes back, you're done. This the wrong era to be a criminal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the ring camera in some instances get the whole voice. They get the dialogue.
Get you walking by and all that shit.
They get the dialogue, right? Yeah. Man, let's take a moment. I want to do a quick role play, man. I'm gonna be the younger. You're gonna be Wallo, who you are, obviously. Wallo, man. I'm from 10th Street, man, and we beefing with 12th Street. They came around the bus, man. I got my joint on me. I don't really want to roll with this shit, but I gotta roll, man. Man, what you tell me to do? What I should do, man? I gotta roll. They gonna think I'm faking.
First and foremost, young and damn, who your pop? Who your uncle?
Man, he died.
Who you got?
Man,
who your step pop?
Shit, he left. I got a dude that coached me in football. You know, Big Mike. You know, I don't know if you know him. They got the corner store.
But listen, we gonna go holler at Big Mike. That's number one. Number two, who your little brother? Who your kids? You know what I mean? That's something that I personally need to know. So I got to lean on you with that.
Right.
You understand? But I definitely got to go get with Big Mike because the coach, because he got some influence over you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I can tell you whatever I can tell you, but I know you're not built for this. I know you can't handle 10. Right. And I'm gonna tell you some shit. I ain't no disrespecting. You fuck around and tell, Neff. Right. I ain't trying to disrespect you.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna hold up though, man. I'm gonna hold up, man.
You saying you gonna hold up, and that's cool and all. That's cool and all. But you already made up in your mind that you ain't really built for this shit.
Right. They gonna think I'm a sucker though.
Yeah, listen. Wherever they think you're a sucker now, nigga gonna think you're a sucker when he tell on you. Yeah. You gonna be a sucker when you're dead. Right. So you gotta figure this shit out right now and try to figure out, damn, what route I want to take. You got any people in a different city? Right. You know what I mean? Could you relocate? Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna tell you not to operate and you still stuck in this environment and you gotta protect yourself. And I understand it, young. Right. But is there anything that you could do? Could you go to Job Corps? You know what I mean? Could you relocate? Because that's the main thing, the relocation aspect. But I can't just tell you to go cold turkey if you're going to still be living here. Right. Because, you know, motherfuckers they going to get you out of here. Right. You know what I mean? So we're going to see what's up with Mike. Hopefully the coach and Mike got some family members that might can help relocate you because obviously for the way you respect him, he's spending some time with you to tap into you, and he's getting inside of your interior to where as though you respect him enough to where as though he know your situation. He got some love for you where he might lend you a family home up in Delaware. Right. You know what I mean? You might go down, Virginia. I don't know. Right. But you got to figure it the fuck out. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I got to think about that, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, Wallo. Yeah, man. And I wanted to just hit a dialogue. I know you had something to tell them, right? And I want even people that's watching that's our age to understand that you gotta, because sometimes you hear some guys, I don't see them take positions with, man, I ain't got nothing to do with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Shaw and them, it's going live around here, you know what I'm saying? But Auntie still live around there, you know what I'm saying? You know, everybody around there, so it's like, man, so, I wanted you to give them a little, a visual of that.
And I respect, you got a lot of OGs, especially in cities like D.C., Baltimore, Philly, whatever, everywhere, all around the country, that's coming out these penitentiaries that have heavy names. I totally respect them because a lot of them is like, some of them stay away from it. They stand down on it because a lot of them don't even understand the mechanics of the streets today. They definitely don't respect it. And they like, man, I ain't got time for that. I did my time. Let me go live my life. And salute to them. They got a right to do that. But you got different people that's in a position and that these young cats know and they familiar with that they might respect more. So I guess that's their duty. Like everybody can't be the football coach. You know what I mean? But that don't mean they might can't come in support of, what you doing, Kurt. You might know a lot of solid motherfucking OGs in DC, and they might just not be with it. But sometimes there might be situations where you got things that's going on. They ain't got to come to speak. They just could come to support what you got going on so the young cats can see the strength. And they might even sprinkle some game, lay some game. It ain't got to be no game about the street or whatever they doing. It's just going to be a little insight about the approach. And I think that's all it's about. But I don't knock nobody for not wanting to get involved in this shit that's going on because it's deep. and it can get tricky sometimes.
Right.
And a lot of times, it might be some double talk going on to where as though the youngest saying they're gonna do this, but they really on this, and now you caught up in the middle of some shit. Now the youngest on the other side, like, damn, oh, you lined us up, what the fuck? And then you know what I mean. So
yeah, and I totally agree with that.
Teach his own.
Right. I just wanted to give us a scenario where you can possibly offer some, like, if you got the insight and the knowledge, because like you said, you gave them a lot of places to look at, some outlets. You know
there's a lot of outlets, but also it's like that's my thing. But one thing I'm gonna say about the old heads, I think the old heads realize this. I grew up at a time where whatever the OGs said is law. Still to this day, I respect the OGs. You ain't got to be from my city. You ain't got to be, but I respect elders based off of their execution out here, the things they did, the families they took care of. You got a lot of dudes that when they was operating, they wasn't operating for self. They was taking care of people's mothers. They was taking care of their family. They was looking out for other players on the aspect of feeding them so they could feed their family, their communities, their homies. So them dudes, I gotta salute them from across the country on the aspect of like, well, just how they put the game down. I'm not saying what they did was right by selling our people to shit or whatever, but you live and you learn. Right. But like a lot of times them dudes, they like, I put mines down, I did mines, and but I came up in a time where as though we respected the OGs. It's just a different time where as though it ain't. Oh, here, man, get the fuck out of here. We don't care about nothing you done. Right. That shit ain't got nothing to do with this. And that's why the approach of how you fuck with the youngins is real important. Like one thing about me and Gil, youngins from across this country, we done been anywhere from Harlem to Compton to the West End to wherever. And they fuck with us because they able to approach us, and they approaching us. Cause they when they see us tripping so much. Wallo, you old head, nut ass old.
You relatable.
I'm happy that you could come and kick it with me, young boy, and you feel as though that I ain't tripping off of none of that because we can laugh and joke and all that. But through the laughing and jokes, I'm gonna lay something on you. Come here, Neff. Let me lay this on you, man. What you doing out here, man? I see you got that motherfucking blow on your hip, nigga. You stop wearing them tight ass shirts because you're exposing yourself. The police can see. Damn, Monk, I ain't even peep. Listen, man, if you gonna be out here, man, try to figure it out, man. Where your little brothers and sisters out here? What they doing? What your little brothers and sisters doing? What's this? That? Boop, boop, boop. I'm gonna sprinkle some G on them. And I'm gonna let them go. I ain't gonna hold them too long. Sprinkle it, bang, and I'm gonna peel.
Get out of here.
I'm gonna get up out of here because I don't wanna, can't, you know what I mean? And but sometimes you'll see him again, or sometimes you might hear about, damn, you remember the youngin' you hollered at? Man, he got killed last night. Or he got locked up, he shot a nigga. But I'm always thankful that I did my job, bro. And long as I'm doing my fucking job, I'm happy with it when I go to sleep at night. And that's all that matters to me. I don't really. If I do that, I'm cool with that.
Out the park, niggas know me. Curb on, little homie. All days, yeah. Been a road.
Thank you for watching Changing Jewels on Kirkbone TV. If you like the jewels that we are dropping, subscribe, hit the notification, and share with some friends. And I'll see you on the next episode of Changing Jewels, Kirkbone TV.